What is going on, online fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives, Make Money Online Trainer podcast. This is the #1 show for online fitness coaches who are trying to grow a successful online business. In today's episode, we're talking about where focus goes, energy flows, and this is one of my favorite topics for the podcast. I love this mindset topic. Now, before we get into today's episode, there's a couple things that I want to talk to you guys about that are important. #1 is I got word from a little birdie, aka the Clubhouse King in PT Domination, who is Caleb Zisk, that Clubhouse is going to be coming to Android pretty soon, which means that if you're not on Clubhouse right now and you have an iPhone, you are making a huge mistake. And if you are on Android, you need to be getting prepared for Clubhouse, as in you need to be researching it and getting on top of it. And so in the 10K Coaching Academy, we have literally 8 videos that are specifically designed for Clubhouse. If you need some help with Clubhouse, DM me on Instagram with the word Clubhouse and let us know that you're interested in learning. Because frankly, guys, like if you're not on these new social media apps, you're going to miss the boat. There was a huge wave when TikTok started. And don't get me wrong, TikTok still has a wave and we are still teaching TikTok. But right now, the app to be paying the most attention to is Clubhouse. And so if you're not on Clubhouse, you guys need to be getting on it. All right. So if you need some help with Clubhouse, DM me Clubhouse on Instagram so I know what you're talking about. Okay, let's have some fun. Guys, this weekend I did something. This is kind of like, this goes in line with my podcast too. I want to talk about it because I know that a lot of you guys are probably curious. This weekend I rented a Lamborghini. It was a Lamborghini Aventador. And I made a commitment to myself that I was going to purchase a Lamborghini before my 30th birthday. And for those of you guys that are kind of like looking from the outside in, I want to kind of explain my mentality behind goal setting and why I think it's important to do things like this. So it started out as a drug addict, right? So like 7 years ago, I was a drug addict, and I just like my goal was to win my pro card as a WBFF pro fitness model, and like. As a former drug addict, I didn't really have anything to focus on other than I just had I lost all my friends, lost all my family's trust in me. And the only thing that I had was this relentless focus and this drive to accomplish. And so I was like, I'm just going to pour all of my energy into becoming a pro fitness model. And then I did it. And once I got my pro card, I was like, okay, so if I can become a pro fitness model with all of my energy, what else can I do? And I started setting bigger goals. And so the next goal that I set, I was like, I want to hit $10,000 a month. So I focused all of my energy, all of my attention on getting to $10,000 a month. And a year and a half later, I hit 10K. Once I hit 10K, I was like, okay, what's next? I'm like, I want to have a team of trainers. So I focused all of my energy, all my attention. I grew my team of trainers. I had 8 trainers that were working for me at Aesthetic Nation. We were making $54,000 a month. And I was like, what's next? I'm like, well, I want to start business coaching. So I started business coaching. I started working with a few clients. Once I got a taste of it, I was like, I want to get my business coaching to $100,000 a month. So I focused on $100,000 a month for an extended period of time. I got there. Once I got to $100,000 a month, I was like, what's next? I'm like, well, the next thing for me is to focus on getting to $1 million this year. So last year I focused on getting to $1 million. And by the end of the year, I actually hit 2 million. And so as I've started to progress in my goal setting abilities, and as I started to progress in my ability to set goals and then accomplish them, I've needed to set bigger goals in order to keep me hungry. Because I think that the biggest problem that most people have in life isn't that they set goals that are too big and miss. It's that they set goals that are too low and they hit. And so for me, in order for me to stay hungry and ambitious, it's super important for me to set goals that keep me striving and keep me moving forward and keep me at the edge of my comfort zone. And so a Lamborghini is that's my ultimate dream car. Like that is the dream car of dream cars. And I've known about Lamborghini since I was literally 13 years old. Since I discovered that there was cool cars, the first one that I discovered was a Lamborghini. And this, I told myself that I want to buy one eventually in my life. And then last year when I hit 2 million, I was like, yo, I could buy one next year. And so I made the decision that I was going to buy one this year. And guys, renting a Lamborghini was the craziest experience of my whole life, because it's one of those things that you don't actually know. You don't actually know until you sit in the fucking car what it feels like. And I've always wanted to sit in the car. I've gone to Lambo dealerships and I've checked them out before and I've walked around them. And even that was intimidating. So to get behind the wheel of a car that was like my ultimate dream car, it's a $500,000 car. The Aventador S is super, it was driving the machine, literally gave me so much anxiety that I wanted to puke. I posted a video on my Instagram story. If you guys want to go check it out, it's up for 24 hours. And I was profusely breathing. And it was such a cool experience to know what it feels like to actually drive the car, because I think that in order for you to accomplish any of your goals, you need to be able to see it. Like you need to be able to visualize it and feel it and understand what it feels like. And up to this point, I didn't have a reference point of what it feels like to own a Lamborghini. And so I was like, I just need to rent one so that I know what it feels like to drive it, so that I can start to visualize what it's going to feel like when I own it. So that's what I did this weekend. And this isn't the lesson of the pod. It kind of goes in line with the podcast, but the reason I'm telling you guys this is I think it's so fucking important for you as an online fitness coach to put yourself in the actual shoes of your vision to know what it feels like. And this can happen on so many levels. I remember when I first wanted to move into like a really nice, expensive condo, one of the first things that I did was I Airbnb'd the nicest possible condo that I could find in my city so that I could feel like what it would feel like to be a super, super abundant. And at the time, it wasn't like I was super wealthy and I could afford it, but I remember putting myself in like the nicest possible condo that I could find on Airbnb. It was like $350 a night just to feel what it would feel like to be in abundance. And it's so important, I think, as an online fitness coach and just as a human to be able to stretch your limits and challenge yourself like that, because I want you guys to know that like I came from a fucking trailer park. Like my grandma, she's amazing, but she struggled to make anything more than like $30,000 a year. Most of my family didn't even graduate high school. None of them went to university. And so if I can come from that to running a business with 750 clients, it's just like, if I can come from that to this, like, I want my life to be a testament to what's fucking possible. So that was my weekend. That was my weekend. And it was a really cool experience. And I'm excited that I got to share that with you guys. So today we're going to be talking about focus and intention. Focus and intention. Now, as an online fitness coach, as you're growing your online business, how many of you guys can relate to this idea that entrepreneurship is a roller coaster? Straight up. Like some days you wake up and your business is on like literally crushing it. And you're like, I'm the most successful entrepreneur in the history of time. And then some days you wake up and you look at your business and you literally feel like everything's on fire. How many of you guys can relate to that statement? So that's like entrepreneurship. There's also going to be some days where you wake up and you're like, yo, like how the fuck am I going to pay my rent this month with all the bills that are coming out? And like, I have no idea how I'm going to be able to like feed myself this month. Right. So right, we've got that. And there's also going to be some days where you wake up and you're like, holy shit, I made $3,000 today. There's going to be some weeks where you post content literally every single day and you feel like not a single person is reaching out to you. There's going to be periods of time where you literally get on 10 sales calls back to back to back, and all of them say no to you. This is normal. And this is a part of the coaching experience. And unfortunately, most online coaches operate under this delusion that everything's going to be freaking awesome. Everything's going to be awesome. And I'm going to be so motivated all the time. And I'm working on my passion, and online training is my dream. And so every single day that I work on my business is going to feel like an adventure. And every single time I post a piece of content, I'm going to love it and people are going to love it. And that's just not the fucking case. Write this down. What you focus on expands. What you focus on expands. Now, guys, growing an online coaching business it comes with a wide range of negative emotional experiences and a wide range of positive emotional experiences. As an example, one of my clients literally sent me a video crying yesterday because she made $10,000 a month, literally crying. She's like, I can't believe that I did this. I literally can't believe that I made $10,000 a month. When I hired you, I couldn't even afford my insurance for my car, and now I made $10,000 a month. Like that's more money than you'll ever have. Like $10,000 a month is like, when you're making 10K a month, like your life is just significantly different than making 2K. You'll never need more money than that. One of my clients messaged me, literally writing a novel about how she was like struggling and broke and frustrated at the start of this year. And now she's already made $6,500 so far this month. Absolutely on fire, making more money than she's ever made in her life. Like I have clients that are messaging me on a daily basis saying that like this program is completely changing their life. And so there's that positive experience and there's those positive experience in the coaching experience. And you guys also have to understand that there's some negative shit as well. Now, where focus goes, energy flows. Inside of your coaching business, you guys have to understand. You have to understand that Running a coaching business comes with super awesome experiences, like experiences where you feel like you're on fire. It also comes with experiences that you feel like nothing's fucking working out for you and you're the worst salesman in the history of the universe and that nobody wants to buy from you. And those are facts. And the unfortunate part of life is that most of us come from 9 to 5s, right? And in the 9 to 5, let's be honest, in a 9 to 5, your attitude doesn't really affect your results. In a 9 to 5, you can literally go to your work at a 9 to 5 and fucking hate your job every single hour of the day, and you're still going to get paid $20 an hour. Correct or not? Like you can go to your 9 to 5, hate every single, like complain about it the whole time, just complain your whole, and I'm sure you guys know people like that. They go to the 9 to 5, they absolutely hate every part of their job. They're complaining their entire day, but their attitude doesn't affect the result and they still get paid $20 an hour. Right? And so unfortunately, many people come into entrepreneurship with that same type of attitude without understanding that in entrepreneurship, your attitude affects your results. In entrepreneurship, your attitude affects your results. And so you come from a 9 to 5 where it doesn't matter if you complain all day or not, and you're still making $20 an hour, and you still have to work for 8 hours a day, and you still get paid $1,200 every 2 weeks. And sure, like in that world, there's some safety and you're going to make a certain amount every single week and you're going to get that $1,200 paycheck and you're going to have more than enough to pay your bills and that you might even have an extra $100 to be able to buy a pizza or something. But this is just a job. It's called J-O-B, just over broke. See, everybody wants the freedom. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to get to $10,000 a month, but most people don't understand that freedom comes with an attitude adjustment. Freedom comes with an attitude adjustment. It comes with highs and it comes with lows. It comes with highs and it comes with lows. That's it. Everybody wants the freedom, but you have to understand that freedom comes with highs and it comes with lows. And in entrepreneurship, you can't complain your way to success. Where focus goes, energy flows. In entrepreneurship, you can't complain your way to success, period. And see, the beautiful part and the shitty part about having a mind is that your mind has the ability to make the highs higher and the lows lower. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say, how many of you guys have ever had like an off morning, right? Or somebody cuts you off in traffic or something happens when you wake up and you roll out of bed or maybe you get a no on a sales call. Let's talk about that. How many of you guys have ever gotten a no on a sales call? And then after your no, you start complaining. Man, nobody fucking wants to buy. I really suck at sales. Like, man, like this COVID shit really is affecting people. Like nobody is like buying right now. It's fucking hard to sell my program. It's like I've gotten on 4 sales calls and nobody's purchasing. Like this sucks. Like, fuck, like it's just not working. And so now not only did you get a low, but you also just made the low lower because you were expanding on the no and focusing on all the negative parts of the no. And where focus goes, energy flows, and whatever you focus on expands. And so you get a no on a sales call and then you start complaining that nobody's buying because of COVID. And guess what? Now your mind is sucked into that negative loophole. And now you don't even want to post content because what's the point of posting content if just the people that you're going to book calls with don't want to buy anyways because nobody can afford it because it's COVID. And now you're stuck. And that's what most people do. Where focus goes, energy flows. And so for me, I'm asking you online fitness coaches, I'm giving you an opportunity to find a way to expand to a higher level. Meaning, sure, everybody's going to get a no on a sales call, but what does that fucking mean? Like after you get that no, what do you do? After you get that no, what do you do? Do you focus on the fact like, oh man, nobody's buying right now? Or do you say to yourself, man, I just got a sales call. That's fucking dope. Like I'm booking calls right now because of my content. Like people want to get on the phone with me and they want to talk about my content. That's amazing. Like I'm so excited that I get the opportunity to get on calls with people. What a cool learning experience. Like, do you focus on the fact that you just got on a call and even though that person said no to you, there's something that you can tweak in your sales process to make you 1% better so that the next time you get on a call, you have a higher chance of closing the call? Where focus goes, energy flows. And so you need to understand that in entrepreneurship, your attitude affects your results. So you can't approach entrepreneurship with the same mentality that you approached your 9 to 5, because if you do that, you're going to be stuck as an employee forever. You have to know that what you're doing with entrepreneurship is not only are you building a business, but you're also breaking the chains. You're unshackling your mindset from old habits of complaining about shit and ruminating about shit and complaining about all the ways and all the things that could go wrong and all the ways it's not working. You need to unshackle yourself from this idea that you're just going to show up to work complaining or not and make money, because in entrepreneurship, your attitude affects your results. And this is a gift. This is literally a fucking gift, because when you actually internalize what I'm saying to you guys right now, when you actually believe the idea that whatever you focus on expands, you can just focus on things that make you feel better. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. What do you do? I have a question. What do you do if your attitude determines your results? And so whatever you focus on expands. And so like you've got to be paying attention to like your mindset and making sure that you're always focusing on positive shit. But what do you do when everybody in your life is negative? Right? So you're like, okay, Brian, I understand what you're saying, and I'm going to work on being a more positive version of myself. But what do you do when everybody in your fucking life is negative? All your friends are negative, your family's negative, the people that you live with are negative. What do you do when everybody in your life is negative? What do you do? You see, most people, when they understand where focus goes, energy flows, think to themselves like, oh, I need to cut out all my friends and family that are negative. And if I can't cut them out, then I just need to stay negative. Not fucking true. I have a question for you. If you're listening to this podcast and I've made any sort of impact on your life, if you're tuning in right now, drop a fire emoji in the comments. If you're listening to this podcast and I've made any sort of impact on your life, drop a fire emoji in the comments. If you're tuning into the podcast and you're listening to this on the podcast app, just like give me a head nod. What do you do when everybody in your life is negative and you understand that your attitude affects your result, and so you want to develop a positive mindset? What you need to do is you need to tune in to influences that help you develop a better attitude. Period. Gary Vaynerchuk, B Mark Fit, any other social media people that are fucking going online and going hard. If you're in the 10K Coaching Academy, the 10K Coaching Academy. That's it. That's what you do. If everybody in your life is negative and you want to develop a better mental attitude, then you need to understand that it doesn't just mean the physical environment that you live in, as in the people that are around you or the physical things that you can see, taste, and touch. It also means, what are you fucking listening to? Like, what are you making the decision to tune into? What are you making the decision to read? Because all of the things that you're reading and listening to are influencing your attitude. And in entrepreneurship, your attitude affects your results. So you need to choose carefully what you focus on. Choose carefully what you give your energy to, because this is an energy game. Straight up. I'm going to go hippy dippy on you. Hippy dippy motherfucker. This is also why I drove the Lambo, you guys. Same fucking reason. Because where focus goes, energy flows. And so if I want to drive a Lamborghini, then I better put myself in a Lambo so that I can know what it feels like to focus in driving on a Lambo, because where focus goes, energy flows. Versus me being like, oh, I'll never drive a Lambo because it's such an expensive car and, it's way out of my price, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, I'm going to drive one. And the way I'm going to drive it is I'm going to go test drive it. I'm going to see if it works. Like, I'm going to see if I like it. Where focus goes, energy flows. And so if you want to change your life, if you want to get to $10,000 a month, if you want to grow a successful coaching business, you need to understand that you can't approach it with the same mentality that you approach in 9 to 5. You need to understand that the reason that you might be complaining right now, or, saying that like it sucks that you got to know on the sales call, or it sucks that nobody's booking calls with you, or it sucks that nobody's reaching out to you. The reason you're complaining about that is because you come to entrepreneurship with the same mentality that you approach your 9 to 5. But in entrepreneurship, your attitude affects your results. And so what you need to do is you need to start focusing on things that are going to help you develop a better attitude. Every single time, no matter what you do, if it's a positive or a negative result, you need to find the blessing. So if somebody says no to me on the phone, I'm like, man, fuck. Like, don't get me wrong. It still does suck. If somebody says no, I'm like, okay, that sucked. And what can I learn from this? Like, how can I get better? How can I improve? Like, they said no to me on the phone, and like, obviously I wanted a client, but I do think that I could have done this, this, and this better. So the next time I get on a call, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and get 1% better on the next call that I get on. So find the blessing in everything, right? Focus on how you can get better. If you have been posting for 2 weeks and you've got no clients, then you need to ask yourself, okay, this is an opportunity for me to learn how to get better at content so that I can attract more clients. Because if one person's doing it, as in I know one online trainer that's at $10,000 a month, that means it's possible for me. I just need to learn how to get better. And so how can I improve? How can I focus on the wins? Focus on how you can improve. Focus on how you can get better. Focus on celebrating your victories. And guys, that's a big one. That's a big one. I'm gonna focus on this for a second. Guys, when you win, Celebrate the fuck out of it. Why? I have a question. As an online coach, why are we so quick to complain about all the things that are going wrong? The clients that are dropping off the program, or the person that asked for a refund, or how it's hard to get out of bed right now, or how nobody's reaching out to us in our content. Why is it that we're so quick to complain about the things that are going wrong, but we never spend any time celebrating our victories? Like, yo, fucking just enroll the client. Yo, my client just lost 5 pounds. Yo, this is sick. Like, I get to be an online trainer. I'm on a podcast right now, and I've got over 100 people that are listening to me. What a cool opportunity. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. Focus on the victories. Celebrate your victories, right? Focus on how you can get better at sales. Focus on how you can get more clients. Focus on how you can get better at content. Not at, my content sucks, nobody's buying, I suck at sales. Be like, how can I get better at sales? How can I get better at content? How can I get closer to 10K? How can I improve? Guys, write this down. Where focus goes, energy flows. And so if you want to change your life, you need to understand that your attitude affects your results. And so you need to start tuning into people that give you a positive attitude, and you need to start focusing on better shit. All right? That's it. That's all. Hope you guys have the best day of your entire life. This is the Change Lives, Make Money Online Trainer podcast, the #1 show for online fitness coaches who are trying to grow successful online business. If you got any sort of value from this podcast, I'd appreciate it if you could screenshot, share it to your Instagram stories, tag me at BMarFit, and let me know that you're tuning in. And that's it. Guys, I hope you have the best day of your entire life. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Let's go. Let's go. Let's freaking go. How was that, fam? Martina, thank you. Thank you. Guys, what's that, bro?
I'm glad I was talking and I was muted the whole time when I asked the question, but I'm glad you brought up the wins because not enough people focus on that.
I agree. And it's like not enough people focus on the wins, but so many people are so fast to complain when shit isn't working. Right?
Yep, 110%. Even if it's the smallest thing.
Yeah. Like, oh, somebody ghosted me on a call. Fuck. But it's like, okay, but you just signed a client yesterday. Why don't you focus on that?
Right, exactly.
And they booked a call with you in the first place. Why don't you focus on that?
Right. If they had the right perspective.
Yes. Yes. Guys, that's it for me, unfortunately. So I do have to peace out. I've got a training in my 10K mastermind in 2 minutes. So if you're in Clubhouse, I promise to give you a full hour tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Caleb is going to host the room. So I hope you guys have the best day of your entire life on Clubhouse. And I'll talk to you soon. Unless you're in the mastermind, then I better see you on my coaching call. Peace and love, guys. Have the best day ever.